The world awoke to shocking news. Ukraine had struck deep, very deep. Reports emerged on June 1, 2025. A Russian airbase, Belaya, in Irkutsk was hit. This base lay a staggering 4,000 kilometers from Ukrainian soil. It was an unprecedented attack. The boldness was breathtaking. Few imagined Ukraine possessed such reach. This single act redrew the lines of the conflict. It signaled a new, dangerous phase in a brutal war. The implications began to ripple outwards almost immediately, shaking assumptions. The targets were not minor. Strategic bombers, the Tu-95s and Tu-22s, were in the crosshairs. These are Russia's long-range missile platforms. They are the very machines that have rained destruction upon Ukrainian cities for 3 long years. Over 40 aircraft were reportedly destroyed. This audacious strike occurred even as Russia unleashed its own massive assault. Hundreds of drones and missiles battered Ukraine over the same weekend. A grim exchange, a stark reminder of the war's relentless intensity and escalating nature. The timing could not be more dramatic, or more troubling. Peace talks were scheduled. Direct negotiations between Ukraine and Russia, set for today, June 2, 2025, in Istanbul. Ukraine's defense minister, Rustem Umerov, was to lead the delegation. A roadmap for peace was on the table. A 30-day ceasefire, prisoner exchanges, child repatriations. Yet this strike hangs heavy over any diplomatic overture. Was it a message of strength, or a deliberate disruption? This essay will dissect this audacious operation. We will explore its intricate planning. We will analyze its profound significance. The strike on Belaya is more than a military victory for Ukraine. It is a statement. It is a demonstration of evolving capabilities. It is a challenge to Russia's perceived invulnerability. And it casts a long, uncertain shadow over the fragile prospect of peace, fundamentally altering the calculus of the ongoing war. This was no haphazard raid. It was the culmination of meticulous, covert planning. 18 long months were dedicated to this single operation. President Volodymyr Zelensky himself reportedly oversaw its development. This level of involvement underscores its strategic importance. Ukraine was playing a long game. They were patiently developing a capacity to strike at the heart of their adversary. The patience and secrecy involved point to a sophisticated intelligence and military apparatus. This was a calculated risk, carefully weighed. The logistics of the operation were ingenious and deeply concerning for Russian security services. The drones were not launched from Ukraine's borders. Instead, they were smuggled deep into Russian territory, hidden within containers, transported by ordinary-looking trucks. This suggests a network of operatives or sympathizers within Russia. It speaks to vulnerabilities Russia perhaps never anticipated. The ability to move assets covertly across such vast distances is a remarkable feat. It is a new kind of warfare. The chosen targets were highly symbolic and strategically vital to Russia's war machine. The Tupolev Tu-95 Bear and Tu-22M backfire bombers. These are the workhorses of Russia's strategic aviation. They are the platforms used to launch cruise missiles against Ukrainian infrastructure and against its civilian population. Taking these assets out, even temporarily, directly impacts Russia's ability to project power. It degrades their capacity for long-range strikes. Each bomber lost is a significant blow. The scale of the reported success is stunning. Newsweek sources claimed over 40 Russian military aircraft were destroyed. If confirmed, this would be one of the most devastating single attacks on the Russian Air Force since the war began. It demonstrates a leap in Ukrainian operational capabilities. To reach so far with such precision and achieve such damage, this sends a clear signal. Ukraine is not merely defending, it is capable of inflicting serious pain deep within Russia itself. This strike represents a significant escalation in the 3-year conflict. Ukraine has previously hit targets within Russia, but never this deep. Never with such devastating reported effect on strategic assets. The psychological impact on Russia could be immense. The Kremlin has projected an image of control, of its vast territory being secure. This attack shatters that illusion. It brings the war home to Russia in a way few previous actions have. The rules of engagement are visibly changing. Russia's official response was, predictably, muted. Igor Kobzev, the governor of Russia's Irkutsk region, acknowledged a drone attack. He confirmed it near Shredny in the Usolsky district. However, he made no mention of damage to strategic aviation. This is standard practice. Moscow often downplays or denies successful Ukrainian attacks. The information war runs parallel to the physical one, yet the silence on the fate of the bombers is telling. It suggests the damage may indeed be significant. The timing on the eve of peace talks is incredibly fraught. President Zelensky announced the Istanbul negotiations. A Ukrainian delegation led by Defense Minister Umerov is due today. They carry proposals for a ceasefire, for prisoner returns, for a long-term settlement. How does this audacious military strike fit into that diplomatic effort? Is it a bid to negotiate from a position of newfound strength, or could it derail the talks before they even begin? Russia may see it as a provocation. The weekend leading up to these talks was already violent. Russian forces launched what was termed their largest drone assault of the war. 472 drones and 7 missiles against Ukraine. A Russian missile strike on a Ukrainian army training facility killed at least 12. Dozens were injured. Was the Irkutsk strike a direct response, or part of a broader Ukrainian strategy to escalate pressure? The dance between war and diplomacy has never been more perilous. Each side tests the other's limits. Ukraine's military tactics are clearly evolving from initial defense against a massive invasion to now conducting sophisticated offensive operations deep inside enemy territory. This drone strike highlights their growing ingenuity and their effective use of asymmetric warfare. Unable to match Russia plane for plane or tank for tank, Ukraine has embraced drone technology. They have innovated. They have adapted. This operation showcases a remarkable leap in their long-range strike capabilities. It is a testament to their resilience. The broader regional impact is undeniable. This attack sends ripples across the geopolitical landscape. NATO countries will be watching closely, assessing Ukraine's capabilities and Russia's response. It may embolden some of Ukraine's allies. It may worry others about the potential for uncontrolled escalation. For countries bordering Russia, it underscores the unpredictability of the conflict. The message to Russia's own allies is also clear. Moscow's military might is not unassailable. Its vastness is not impenetrable. International diplomacy faces an even steeper climb. How can meaningful peace talks proceed when both sides are actively escalating? The strike on Belaya and Russia's preceding massive assault make trust a scarce commodity. A 30-day ceasefire proposal may seem optimistic, almost naive, against such a backdrop of intense military action. The role of mediators like Turkey becomes even more critical, but also more challenging. Credibility is on the line for all involved in the diplomatic track. The future is now even more uncertain. Will Russia retaliate massively for the Irkutsk strike? Beyond its ongoing aerial campaign, will Ukraine attempt further deep strikes? This operation may set a new precedent, a new normal in this brutal war. The conflict is dynamic. It is constantly evolving. This strike shows that technological innovation and daring strategy can shift the balance, even against a numerically superior foe. The geopolitical landscape is being reshaped. One drone, one missile, one bold move at a time.